after an international break to sort of make sure that everyone's got that same momentum that they had beforehand? Because you want a really good run before.
It's the same question every time. Yeah, when you are here and everyone here every 3 days and games, and you know how we feel. Now they leave. So I don't know. The reality is I don't know. Hopefully we can. I think the rival that we have, Liverpool, will help us to connect immediately. Otherwise, it will be more difficult. And I think all the big clubs have this problem. So this international break always is tough to understand how in this moment, when you play for everything. And 10, 15 days the player's out. So, but it's where it is. So, but I don't know. Hopefully we can respond well.
What have you seen from the players in the last 2 days that you've been with them? That
really good. Yeah, the feeling is really good.
Hi, Pep. Nathan Ake gave an interview, I think, to the website saying that the players have been here before, they've done it before, they know how to get the job done in terms of the title race. At this stage of the season, how much of an advantage is it for you and the players to have been there before when the pressure's on, to know what it takes to win a title, when you're up against an opponent in Arsenal who haven't got that experience of winning titles? I know
I would love
Gabriel.
I would love to be in the position from Arsenal. To be the experience to won 4 Premier Leagues in 5 years. I prefer to be in the position Arsenal in the Premier League than that we have.
Why is that?
And I will give them the experience to them.
But why is that? Just because it's an advantage points-wise?
The advantage is 8 points in front of us. This is a real advantage. The pass is a pass. Experience doesn't count.
So it counts for nothing?
Absolutely nothing. It's every day a start. I sometimes manager players said, I don't have to show anything. I don't have to demonstrate anything what they've done in the past. It's the most awful sentence always every time I hear a players or managers thinking of that. You have to prove it every single day again and again and again. The past is the past. For the memories when you are a grandfather, it's okay. It's nice. But the reality, the people tomorrow come to Etihad Stadium at 12:30, don't think about what we have done in the past. So every player say, no, I hear the criticism because I don't have to show anything because what they have shown. No, you have to. You have to, again and again. Otherwise, you have to retire.
But can pressure not get to a team when they're trying to win their first title? Can the pressure not, cause them to not play as well, to lose, their mental focus?
But I don't think so. I don't believe in that. Because at the end of the game is what you have to do it properly, do it then. And when you play, you don't play about the experience. I never felt, so I'm going to play a game to try to do what you have to do, thinking when I'm playing, like I have experience in the past, I'm going to win this game. Because every situation, every game is completely different, the opponent is different, and personal or professional situation is completely different every season. That's why I never absolutely pay attention about that. In the good ways or in the bad ways?
Do you think you'll have to win this title rather than Arsenal losing it? That's what I'm trying to say.
Still, I think they have many points to play, many games to play, and a lot of things happen. But for the consistency that Arsenal has shown this season, apparently with 1 game a week, out of the FA Cup, out of the Europa League and everything, so that would be incredible focus for just 1 game a week. You can rise, you can prepare, and I think I had the feeling they will not drop much points. But football life, it never happened. But the best way is like a feeling that we had against Liverpool years ago. Like I said, they are not going to drop points. It didn't drop points, Liverpool, and we didn't point neither. So I think that is the quite similar situation right now.
Hi, Pep. You went through the stage from December to March is quite a hectic kind of schedule. How much did that take out of yourself and the players, and what did you kind of do to unwind over the last couple of weeks?
It was really, really good so far. Like I said, after World Cups and now, really, really good in many, many things. Just to finish the season is 2 months, and you have a game, after you have a long week to recover. People give day off, especially to the guys for international break, like arrive late. And after, go game by game. So knowing that is, I'm agree with your colleague, is the fact that we were in that position before, like just knowing that if we don't win the game, we'll lose the competition. And this is, I think, the only, I would say, situation that we know. Because we had a rival, like it was Liverpool in the previous seasons, like they push us our best limits. And this is the situation right now.
And you said you've been really impressed by the players in the last few days. What specifically is it that you like about how they've been training?
Everyone is committed. Everyone, the players who come in, make the best contribution. You can see it. You cannot be where we are right now without the contribution to everyone and performing well. That will not be possible.
Yeah, hi Pep. If Erling doesn't make it, do we assume that Julian Alvarez will come in, or?
We'll decide at the training session. Maybe I play with 3 false 9. We'll see.
What have you made of Julian when Erling hasn't been able to play?
Sorry?
What have you made of Alvarez when Haaland hasn't been able to play?
I've shown in statistics, the minutes, the rates of the goal is great. His aggressivity without the ball. For this early age, the personality, the courage to play I'm really impressed. So, and every time we play alongside to Erling, so always have been incredible contributions up front, playing both together.
And just one more, Pep. Kevin De Bruyne got the Belgian captaincy. Nice honour for him. Were you surprised he wanted to carry on after the World Cup, or with Belgium?
I'm so pleased that I didn't watch the game, sorry, but I read that his contribution in the game against Germany was really, really good. And continue, as said, I would love to see Kevin the same level had against Leipzig and Burnley and with national team. He's the best Kevin for a while, so hopefully he can maintain it until the end of the season. His mood is really good. And when he's in his level, Kevin is what an extraordinary player. So during the seasons and many years, always you have, a little bit up and down. That is normal. So I cannot expect sometimes take a break and rest. And so all the players, I know them quite well, except the new ones we are here together. I know them like a father and son, so I know them perfectly. And I know what they can do. And always I try to, all the time I do it, but they are human beings. Sometimes it's not possible. But it's important at the end of the season, make, the step that he has done. Leipzig was extraordinary, with Burnley especially, was really good in a real tough game against men-to-men for the team from Bini. And I think, I didn't see, but the highlights of the people say that against Germany he played really well too.
Wherever you've been, your teams have always been, at the end of the season, have been fighting, whether you've won stuff or not, you've always been there or thereabouts. Liverpool have obviously been fantastic the last 5 years, but there have been a couple of years where their overall level has dropped. If that had happened to you here, would that have been enough for you to think maybe it wasn't right for you to stay if you felt that the players weren't really responding to what you were trying to do anymore?
Always I think it happened. I never think overestimate me so much or the team said this is not going to happen. This can happen. I said many times, the team who win the Premier League the year after, in the last 10, 50 years, not even Europa League qualify or fighting for qualify for Europa League. And that is the best we can have as a club organization. That is, I know the people's count, but that can happen. So every time can happen what happened Liverpool this season, on other cases, Chelsea or other teams, considering the top 6, can happen to us, absolutely. When it's going to happen, to try to find a solution as soon as possible to avoid it, find a solution to avoid it. It happened 2 bad weeks, 3 weeks. The 4th week, try to find a solution to avoid it. And when that's happened, accept the storm and always tomorrow the sunrise. So the only thing I believe is not complain, find a solution and try to avoid it. But knowing that can happen. So if now I say you have to qualify for the Champions League over the season. You are the only team in England happened in the last decade, but it can happen. If you don't do it proper well, it can happen. Still, I'm waiting. The champagne is in the fridge at the moment we qualify for the Champions League next season. Still, we are not doing it. So this is the only thing I care. And for that, we have to win tomorrow, and Southampton next one, and Leicester next one. It's what we have to do.
But people have obviously spoken about Liverpool recently as one of the best Premier League teams that we've ever seen.
Yep.
But what does that then say about your team, that you haven't had that season then? where you've been 7th or 8th and fighting to get back in the Champions League? Since you've been here, that's never happened.
What happened in Liverpool?
Yeah.
But that can happen. So I don't know the reason why, I said before. So everything I make a good compliment for the team. I've been criticized because the compliment I've done. So I prefer it as a rule to not make any statement about the opponents, because the reality I'm not. It's quite close. It's 1 hour away, I think so, Liverpool from Manchester, but I've not been there. So I don't know what happened. Jurgen Klopp knows better than me. So only I think in football, what you have done yesterday don't count for tomorrow and can happen. It's the best way to prepare the situations.
Hi Pep, you've said for a few years now that when the games are open and end-to-end, that's not really City's strength compared to the other teams. But in a few recent games like Leipzig and Burnley and some others, when the games have been like that, City have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Is that a case of City improving, or is it just in those specific games like Leipzig where you're winning the ball high up? What's the difference?
Quality of the players. We have Kevin, you have Jack, or you have Erling, especially Julian. You can run, yeah, definitely. And I love it. I like it. But when I say, now you play in transitions, no. So when the people say sometimes in Barcelona, it was short passes, we cannot make the transitions. Yeah, with Xavi, with Iniesta, with less a little bit. So we don't have these players to do this kind of transitions. We make a transition when we regain the ball and high in the pitch, but with 30, 40 meters, we don't have this quality. We cannot do it. But when to Bayern with Robben, Ribéry, or Coman, or Thomas Müller, or whatever, I love the transitions. When the opponent has the ball and I can beat it. But it depends on the quality of the players, but you're right. So, but I think it has Leipzig happened because we're incredible effectively in our high pressing. Incredible. But this is true when we drop a little bit, and you have the players like Kevin, like didn't have in Leipzig, for example, or Erling, or we have, I don't know, Jack as well, or Phil, for example. It's a team, like they can run 30, 40 meters in a few seconds, you can damage the opponent. And of course we are going to use it. But not just that. That at the end is regain the ball and run. How you train that? Okay, run. It's quality of the players. The other point, how do you attack a deep defensive structures, or how you different things that you need more work and more process.
You can't just run at a deep defensive structure. You can't. That's not a way to break it down.
No, it depends on where you regain the ball. If you regain close to 8-yard box, attack quick. If you regain deep, how many players? It's the quality. If you had to make 40 meters Bernardo or Riyad, so it's more difficult because they don't have these skills. But you have Julian up front with Erling, with Kevin with a lot of vision. Look what happened against Burnley. So every time we regain the ball against man-to-man, Kevin have 2 or 3 players to pass the ball and run. We score goals in transition. So why should not do it? Of course we can do it.
And sorry, just when you were saying to Rob there, if you have a period like 2-3 weeks, you accept the storm, and then the next day the sun comes up. Do you think you've had a storm like that this season? Is that how you would? Do you think City have had a storm like that this season? Do you think is that how you would qualify?
No, I had the feeling that I've lived a fairy tale history here in Manchester. You love me a lot, and you take care of me and the team incredible well. So that's why. Listen, we won a lot, and that's why the storm was less. But the moment we are going to lose, the storm will come. Like, and everybody is out of that, and the risk to take the position and stay in the position like I'm sitting here. So you have to win in every time, and it's happened there. But in the same times, I said many times. So he is completely different. Like, for example, in Spain, like it's more info than here. But when you win, you are a little bit safe, comfortable. The people talk on other issues. And when you lose, what's the problem? What's the fight? And it's right, it's fair. So we lose, we have to find the solution. Why is the reason why in the previous season we are there, and now we are not there? So, yeah, people is going to come. You, as a manager, as a team, have to find the reason why, or try to figure out what is the reason why we are not consistent or we are not winning games. This is only I'm concerned. In some periods, in every period in my career as a manager in 3 different countries, when I had games like didn't win 1 or 2 or 3, I said, okay, it's normal, it's happened. So you can lose games. So it's sitting and talk to your staff and said, what do you believe is the reason why we are not like we were and find a solution, and that is nice. So you expect are going to win all the games, are going to win all the titles, and everything is going to be comfortable, and all the players going to play every player 38 games. They're going to play the Champions League all the games. We will be fit all the season during 10 years. It's going to be, no injuries and everything, and it will be better than man-made to play that, and the decisions by my manager. We're crazy. This is not the reality. The reality is the start of the season, how many problems we have. The players that the season perform well, they perform well this season. So, and this is the point, game by game, and try to take good decisions. The players perform well and try to win games and games and games. That's all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.